Hi, this is a very late start to a Tome Topple vlog. I forgot that I was gonna do one, and then I saw in my video schedule Tome Topple vlog, and I'm like, oh shit. So this is the Monday after Tome Topple started, which is okay because I haven't really read a lot for Tome Topple anyway. I was out of town this weekend when Tome Topple started, so I haven't been able to run any sprints, I haven't really been able to read much, and I'm still not really even sure what I'm reading. Great start. So the book that I really plan on reading was the Goldfinch by Donna Tartt, which is like a 700-page just chunk of a book. And I've read about 40 pages of it, which is how much I read the last time that I read it. And it's beautiful writing. I'm just not sure I'm quite in the mood. The problem is I feel like I'm in a bit of a book slump and a bit of a reading slump because of not being able to read some of the things that I want to read because of my anxiety flare, which is getting better, but it's still not at a point that it's making things easy. I just don't know, like this book just feels very like heavy and I don't know. Which isn't really an anxiety thing, it's just like since I'm slumpy, I don't know if I want to read a heavy book. You know what I mean? So last night I picked out another book, which wasn't even on my TBR as far as like the books I said I was going to read for Tome Topple, because this one felt like maybe it would be not necessarily the lightest of the books that I could pick, but it's just like sort of a different vibe. And that is the Book of Strange New Things by Faber, which I read about 18 pages of last night, and is a book that's also been on my TBR for a very, very long time. So yeah, I don't know. I think I might just go back and forth between those two books and see which one I feel like at any given time. I did look on my shelf, besides the ones that I talked about in my TBR video. I did look at my shelf to see if there was any other books that would fit the 500-page thing that I was kind of leaning more towards, because I kind of was like, is there a YA book that I can read this like 500 pages? I don't have any. So a lot of the books that I was like, maybe this could work, were like in the 400-page range. I don't want to read Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb because I feel like that's too heavy too. I don't want to jump into, I don't really feel like sci-fi right now. I just don't know what I'm in the mood for, and that's really hard. So yeah, this could end up being a great Tome Topple because I could push through some of these feelings, or it could just be like very blah because I think I'm in a reading slump, which sucks and is not where I wanted to be in November. So I read about 40 more pages of The Goldfinch. I think what's funny about this book is I've had it on my shelf for so long that I didn't even know what the premise was. Like, I just reread the premise earlier today. Like, I don't know what this is about. I just know that it is supposed to be good because it won a Pulitzer Prize. Like, that's it. Because I went through this period of time that I don't know if anyone else ever went through. I mean, not in like the history of all time, but just like, I don't know if this is a thing that a lot of us do, but shortly after getting into BookTube, I was watching a lot of people who read a lot of literary fiction, which has never really been my jam. Like, I like literary type fantasy books, but I don't read a lot of like literary fiction. So I was watching people that were following like the Man Booker Awards and some of those, and I was always just like, oh, I'm gonna read all these books. And I bought this, or I received this as a gift, and then also The Luminaries is another book like that. And I'm like, I don't even really know what they're about. I just wanted to be smart and like literary and just, you know, that kind of person. They were like a book for my fantasy self, because even reading the synopsis I'm like, okay, fine, but like I'm not like super intrigued. The writing is beautiful though. I think even not even having gotten close to finishing this book, that The Secret History by Donna Tartt is probably so much more my jam. But I got this first. So I just got past some of the more they weren't like super graphic, but graphic enough scenes. There's an accident that happens, and so that part was just kind of like, ugh, because it's so atmospheric that I'm like, I don't want to be in this atmosphere right now. But now it's past that, so hopefully it's fine. And these are flashbacks to the main character when he was younger, and I think him as an adult might be a little bit more intriguing. I think it's going to be all complex and layered and whatever, but I'm still switching between this and probably the Book of Strange New Things. I don't know. I need like a book to read before bed, and I don't find these books soothing. I mean, the Book of Strange New Things seems a little bit more like, I don't know, a little less heavy than this is. She loves to interrupt. Shaking, drinking water loudly. Are you done? But lately I've been reading romance books on Kindle before bed. Well, one romance book that was like almost 700 pages. So I'm used to now reading something just like so light before bed. I've done it for the last like couple weeks because I read that book just really slowly only before bed. But I'm like, I can't read this before bed. Something that requires any of my brain power? Absolutely not. It's Wednesday. In typical me reading vlog status, I can't really read a ton because none of my animals will leave me alone. Now that I'm filming, they're like, I was never, because they now know what the cameras mean. But it's only a matter of time before they ultimately come back. They think for some reason because I'm home it's time to eat, even though they eat every day at 7 o'clock in the morning and 7 o'clock at night. Every day. Every day. This has not changed. Is it the time change is throwing you off? Because it's 6. It's 6 o'clock right now. It's not 7. So I am sleepy, but trying to read more of the Goldfinch. I'm about 130 pages into it. I want to get to the part where the main character is older. I know from the synopsis that we follow him when he's older. I just kind of want to get there a little bit. But I know this is backstory that's important. So I'm kind of like, okay. There is a sense of like kind of unease while reading this. I think just because it's like stuff is shitty for him and it's just a lot, but I want to get past those points to when he's an adult. Tally wants to as well. She also wants to keep begging me for food. Also, because I don't think I mentioned it earlier, this video is being sponsored by Skillshare because Skillshare is about learning and all reading is ultimately learning in some way. So I'll talk about them more later. Look at her staring at me as if like she's never received attention, affection, or food in her life. You have though. Serious expert level guilt tripping. Hello, it is Saturday the 16th, so a week into Tome Topple, and I'm sort of failing miserably. I mean, I'm trying my best, but time is not letting me read, and I have other things that I need to get done and whatever. So I'm 190 pages into the Goldfinch, which as you can see is like a fourth-ish. I'm enjoying it. I can see that I'm going to probably like it when I get done with it. We're still in the part of the book where he's a kid. I'm just kind of like, show me what happens after all of this stuff that happened to him. Because I just, yeah, there's a point. And I want to get to it a little bit. But I've just been really busy with like work and stuff after work, and I've been tired and I really haven't had time to read. So I'm hoping over the weekend that I can. Today I have a lot to do that's not reading wise. I'm actually about to go to brunch with one of my friends. Then we're going to go Christmas browsing. I'm gonna try to take my camera, I think. Although she knows I film videos, but I've never like filmed with non-booktube friends before, so we'll see. Besides Amanda, who doesn't count. So we're gonna go like Christmas browsing because I need to get ideas for myself for Christmas and for family. And then I think I'm gonna put up my Christmas tree. And I'm filming videos today. So I just have a lot that I need to get done that's not reading. So tomorrow might be a big reading day. I definitely feel like I need to read this book in like giant chunks. Otherwise I'm never gonna finish it. And this is gonna be the only book I read for Tome Topple. Possibly the only book I read for the rest of the month at this point. Because I have like 500 pages left of this book, like over 500 pages left of this book. So it's like, we're already halfway through the month. I don't know. I want to read a couple other things this month, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. So yeah, we'll see how this weekend goes. This is sort of a make it or break it type scenario because last weekend I really didn't have time to read, and this weekend I don't really have time to read, and like, I hate doing Tome Topple when I can't actually successfully do Tome Topple. I run like one reading sprint. Thank God I have co-hosts. This is one of the reasons I have co-hosts, because I just haven't had the time. And when I planned it, I thought I'd have time, and then a lot of things changed and now I kind of don't. Oh. But yeah, wish me luck, and you'll see some probably non-reading stuff happening shortly. Hello. As you can probably ascertain from the change of lighting, it's 6, maybe 7 hours later. Brunch was delicious, and then we went to the mall and got stuck there for like hours. We went to Barnes & Noble, went to walk through Pottery Barn and mocked how expensive everything is, but also how beautiful things are. Spent some time in Target, got ice cream, and just bullshitted for a while. So that was great, but also now I haven't read like anything today, and I still have to film, and it's like almost 5 o'clock, and my body is like, you don't leave your house on weekends, what the fuck is this? So yeah, I have to film now, and I'm like, am I gonna read today? Probably not, because I'm gonna film and then possibly put up my tree. I guess we'll see if I have energy. And if I have energy, I'll put up my tree. If not, then I'll just try to read. I am like so failing this Tome Topple. It's not that I'm not liking the Goldfinch, it just also isn't one of these books that like, it's not, you know, it's not The Lies of Locke Lamora. It's not a Brandon Sanderson fantasy. And I get that my brain probably couldn't handle that right now. Close! I think I'm close. But it's just like, okay, it's literary fiction. And my brain's like, that's not right now. And I'm like, okay. I'm gonna film and then get back at it. And then apparently, like, just attend to very, very needy animals, which is a story of my whole life. Okay, I am 251 pages into the book. 32%, apparently, according to Goodreads. I'll probably read a little bit more. It's still Saturday. Maybe read like 10 more pages, but that's probably the gist of it. I feel like I'm very tired. I've had a long day. So tomorrow is just like editing, reading, a few chores, putting up my Christmas tree. So I think that'll be good for reading time. I just don't know how much I'll get read. Like I don't think I'm gonna finish this before Tome Topple is over. Like I really don't, because this is just a heavy, literally and figuratively, book to read during the week, so I don't tend to want to read it during the week. We'll see. I'm not sure. This week I might have less stuff going on after work, so more of a slight chance to read during the week, but I typically only read like 15 to 30 pages during the week. I can't just like sit down and read a ton. So we'll see. I am signed up for a sprint tomorrow morning, so I think I could get up, do some reading sprints, and then do my stuff throughout the day. We'll see. I'm thinking I will probably only get at most, and this is stretching it, like 200 pages read tomorrow. And I don't think that's gonna happen with this. It's literary fiction. It's sort of like slice of life-y, in a way that it's well written. Obviously, it's a Pulitzer Prize winner. But I'm still like, you're meandering. I'm not really sure the point. And you're meandering in a way that like, I'm okay with fantasy and sci-fi books meandering because I'm in a world that's like really cool and interesting, but here it's like kind of just like sad. And I can tell that it's a complex web that's going to all weave the parts together at the end kind of thing. Like I do get that. But missing the magical element is sad, although right now, like I said, I think I'm getting back to a point where like maybe I can read fantasy soon. This is just, it's heavy, it's dense. I'm very happy to finally be reading it though, and it's not an unenjoyable book. It's not like bad. I've just had this book on my shelf since like 2014, and I'm like, hot damn. So yeah, we'll see how I continue to feel, but I can see myself maybe doing 200 pages tomorrow, so that would be like, I would be on page like 450 out of 700 and something. So a little over halfway. Don't have high hopes of finishing this before Tome Topple. If I do, I will deserve a reward, but it's not gonna happen. I need like 2 solid weekends of reading this book, of which I didn't have. So yeah, but I mean, at least I'll have started during Tome Topple, and I will finish it this month, like for sure. You hear like the sound it makes every time I set it down? This could hurt someone. It is Sunday. I am currently doing a hair mask, which is why I have the towel turban on my head. I am running reading sprints, and I'm breaking in my new glasses, which I haven't gotten a new glasses prescription in like 5 years. I've been mostly wearing contacts, and new glasses prescriptions can hurt your eyes for a little bit, but I'm doing well so far. I took 1 pain pill, and I'm hoping that this I can get adjusted, because basically my doctor was like, wow, you've been wearing contacts almost constantly. I took them out at night, but like almost constantly for the last 5 years, because you don't really wear your glasses. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I think your eyes are becoming allergic to your contacts. And I'm like, cool. So he's like, yeah, so you should do dailies, which is the contacts that the super rich use, because you're just like throwing your contacts away every day. It's what you're supposed to do, but I'm just like, oh my god. And wear your glasses more. I'm like, cool, I should get a new pair of glasses. So I did. These are from a website called Lingo, not sponsored. I love that like every time that a YouTuber ever mentions anything, we have to say not sponsored. And by love it, I mean hate it. But yeah, that's what I'm doing so far today. I already have a needy cat on my lap, so that's great, because I was thinking about switching to a heated blanket, but now I don't need to because I won't be able to move for a while. And like I said yesterday, I want to get like 200 pages read of my book. Don't know if that's going to happen because I haven't really started reading for today. Do you see? Yeah, I mean, you guys are used to how needy my animals are. I need to put up my Christmas tree. And yeah, I mean, yes, I'm holding a camera. Like, come on. So yeah, I will update throughout the day. So I am 270 pages into the Goldfinch, and I don't think I'm enjoying it. And I'm not sure I want to push through. So I actually posted on Twitter and asked people that have read the Goldfinch, like, hey, this part, like the part with like the girl and New York and the antiques, I really liked, but now they're at a different part, characters in Vegas, for people that have read it. And I'm just like, everything is awful, and it just seems like the majority of this book, everything is awful, with moments of okayness, and I'm just like, that's fine, but I don't really want to do that. So I'm just, like, the book is giving me, like, this weird, like, almost sense of unease, and the writing is still beautiful. I would read more Donna Tartt, I would read A Secret History, but I'm very strongly contemplating DNFing. I'm like 90% sure I'm going to DNF it, because people are responding, and most people are saying, like, if you're not liking it now, you're probably not going to enjoy it. Like, if you didn't like it at the beginning, like, the ending is not a big enough payoff. The character gets more and more insufferable, which I can handle insufferable characters. I'm a fan sometimes of unlikable characters, but yeah, it's just like, right now, the character is like 14 in Vegas with his like emotionally neglectful father, and he's made a friend, and all they do is like chain smoke and drink at the age of like 14, and it's just like, I don't know how this is gonna wrap back around to like stuff as an adult, and I just feel like it's just not, I just feel like I'm not going to enjoy it. Like, the mystery of the painting, the fact that the book's called The Goldfinch, is not really bringing me back in. I do miss like him in New York in his like basically pseudo foster home when he made a friend with an older man, I don't know how old he is, who redoes antiques and restores antiques. I miss that part, but even that part, like, probably wasn't enough to keep me going. I think I'm DNFing this. But that makes me super sad because, you know, it's more than 3/4 of the way through Tome Topple, and I am not going to be able to finish another book. But that's not a reason to keep going with this book and not enjoying it. I've definitely read enough to know the vibe, and I think I'm done. And this book has sat on my shelf for 5 years for me to DNF it, and I sort of hate that, but I'm DNFing more books this year. I'm not enjoying it. It's fine. So I think I will continue then to read the Book of Strange New Things, pick that up and see how I like that. There's a chance that I could DNF 2 literary fiction novels that have been on my shelf for a very long time. But if that does happen, it's not a complete failure or anything, because I know that I don't tend to like literary fiction books anyway, because a lot of them have this theme of like everything is awful and there's a few good moments. And I'm like, yes, that can be life sometimes, but I prefer a life where most things are neutral with moments of sadness and happiness, because that seems like a more realistic life. So, yeah, I'm gonna try that, I guess. The next book I'm reading after my Tome Topple book is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which was a Patreon book pick, because every month my Patreon supporters get to vote in a poll for a book that I will read and review that month. So that's this month's pick that I really want to read. So that part of me is like, do I just abandon Tome Topple? I don't know, like, this has never happened to me before. Wow, so great Tome Topple vlog, love it. I very rarely vlog for Tome Topple, and yet here I am failing. I don't think I've ever like had this bad of a Tome Topple before. Am I surprised based on how my reading has been going the last few months? No. Am I sad though? Yes. I'm recording my front door because all day, all I've heard is the cold air that I can feel coming through here. And the apartment claims that they like insulate the doors and they have like a weather strip over there on the other side. But then why can I feel all of the cold air coming through? Cannot wait to frickin' move. My poor dog has like basically wrapped herself in the heated blanket that I left when I was going to get lunch, because she's that chilly. Also, hear that serenade in the background? It's my dishwasher. So many things to love about this apartment, let me tell ya. So I'm tempted to just put some pine cones on here and then not a bunch of ornaments. I'm really undecided. This is my first year with this tree. I got this tree for like $40 at an after Christmas sale, and it's pre-lit and everything, and it's wonderful because it's small for an apartment, which is great. I have to get the scat cats up so that the cats don't climb in it, but otherwise I love it. Also, it sort of hides this ugly electric box that I have. I swear this dog doesn't bark until I start to do something. Why are you like this? Tally, why are you like this? I was talking about Christmas and you ruined it with your howling. So rude. I bet you other people's dogs are barking now while watching this because they heard you. You've caused discord everywhere. So rude. Anyway, since this is a like skinny pencil tree, I don't know if I want to put ornaments on it or not. So we shall see what I decide. Hello, it's Monday and I'm up to page 100 of the Book of Strange New Things. The sound of chomping in the background is Tally eating, and I'm too tired to wait to do this vlog right now. I'm exhausted. I didn't get very good sleep last night. It was like one of those nights where you just like, you close your eyes and time passes, but it feels like you've just been napping the whole time, like intermittently, like you really didn't sleep. Yeah, and then work has been hard. Work has been challenging. This is not necessarily the career population type that I want to be in long term. So yeah, a lot of just like shitty stuff happened today. Not a lot, but enough, you know? So I'm very tired. So I'm gonna go to bed. I'm probably gonna read a little bit more of this. I'm hoping to get maybe not quite halfway through before the end of Tome Topple, but if I can read like 30 pages a day before the end, get a couple hundred pages into this, that'd be good. Because I mean, I've only been reading this for a day and I have 100 pages. So, but most of that, you know, was over the weekend. But I read about 30 or 40 pages today. So it's not a hard read. It's a pretty easy read. And it has a bit of a sci-fi element because it's on a different planet and stuff. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, I'm glad I decided to DNF the Goldfinch and go with this instead. I'm enjoying it much more. I don't feel at this point that I will DNF it, even though I still kind of feel like a failure for not being able to finish that book. But it's okay. At least I know that now, and it doesn't have to sit on my shelf for 5 more years. So I'm 130 pages into the Book of Strange New Things. It's Tuesday, and I'm sitting like this because I have a kitty on my lap. And he's so sweet, and he's usually not a lap kitty. He's been getting more like a lap kitty in his adulthood because he's like 4 now. But I look like a blob because I was sitting sort of like this, and he's like, I'm gonna sit on your lap now and purr. And he has one of those like little baby purrs that you can like barely hear, and he only does it occasionally, and I'm like, this is a gift that I've been given and now I can't do anything, but I really want to go to bed and read. But he's here, and I'm like, can you please get up? Oh, is he gonna get up by himself? Or is he just gonna rearrange himself? Are you gonna get up by yourself? You gonna go? No? I mean, this is like not comfortable for me. I am enjoying the Book of Strange New Things. It's nice because it's like, it's not quite sci-fi, it's like just sci-fi enough. Because I didn't really feel like a hard sci-fi right now, which is why I didn't pick up The Expanse. But it's just sci-fi enough, and it's also like more about sort of like relationships. So far I'm feeling like it's an even less sci-fi version of like Becky Chambers. So we'll see. And I think even though the main character is a Christian missionary, he's not like a pretentious Christian, which is like the whole point and why he gets sent. So I think there's going to be some like questioning of religion and religiosity and stuff like that, and that's just a vibe that I'm here for right now. So I'm enjoying it. I still don't think I'm going to finish it before Tome Topple. Am I even going to get to run another Tome Topple sprint? Unsure, because I just got home and the cat flopped on me, and like that's all I've been able to do. And I'm going to be getting home late like the rest of the week as well, and basically just going to bed, which would have meant that I would have run 2 sprints, the whole readathon. This is all a Tome Topple failure vlog, which, as Joss reminded me of Yogi with the book, DNFing is not failure. And yet, I've just had better Tome Topples in the past, but almost all of the hosts have had Tome Topple curses in the past, and I have not really ever been faced with a Tome Topple curse, and I was this time. It's been 9 rounds, it's probably my time. Hello, it is Wednesday, and I am 156 pages into the Book of Strange New Things. I am enjoying it. I kind of wish this was the book that I was reading the entire time, and that I wouldn't even have to worry about the Goldfinch, but again, DNFing the Goldfinch is not a failure, even though it was a goal that I set for myself. And if we want to talk about setting goals, now is probably a really good time to talk about Skillshare. So Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of different classes on various creative and productivity type topics. A premium membership gives you unlimited access to all of those classes. In this case, a class about achieving your goals may be appropriate. There's a number of classes on SMART goals. So the SMART acronym for goal setting, if you're not familiar, you could learn all about it on Skillshare. There's a few different classes. SMART goals made simple, how to set and achieve your goals faster, for example, might be good for somebody who is failing their own readathon. Also, since it's November and NaNoWriMo is happening, effective goal setting for writers. Ride that writing train. Skillshare is affordable, especially when you compare it to in-person classes and workshops with an annual membership costing less than $10 a month. And because Skillshare is sponsoring this video, you can check the link down below and sign up for a 2-month free trial to see if you like it. So thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring creative content, even when the content is failure. I'm really harping on this fact that I couldn't read the Goldfinch. I'm so sorry. Do you guys think Mommy's a failure because she couldn't read the Goldfinch, even though it was like kind of boring and like really sad? Do you think so, Tally? Is that a yes? I'm trying to find comfort in the fact, don't hold me to this necessarily, but I'm thinking there's going to be another Tome Topple round in like late January, possibly February. I'm going to have some schedule things mixing up a bit coming up pretty soon, so I'm thinking that might be a good time to do some Tome Toppling again, towards the beginning of the year too, when it's like less stress, you know, as far as like your TBR goals and stuff. I've met my reading goal of 52 books this year. I haven't really necessarily met my TBR goals, but we'll talk about that later in December/January. Don't want to give a spoiler for how that's going or anything. Hello, it's Thursday and I'm sitting in front of the tree for good holiday cheer. I am 230 pages into the Book of Strange New Things, really liking it, and I think I'm going to read about 20 more pages tonight, probably before bed, so it'll be 250, and then I'll probably be able to read about 40 pages tomorrow before the end of the readathon, so I'll have gotten halfway through this book, which was the plan. I mean, I'm really close right now. So I'm very excited because now I don't feel like quite so much of a failure with Tome Topple, and I'm definitely gonna be able to finish this book like probably this weekend because I've read so much of it during the week. Like, I have really enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm excited. So this will be considered a Tome Topple book, even though I wouldn't have finished it during Tome Topple, but I read such a significant portion of it during Tome Topple. So yeah, but I've had a very long day with lots of meetings and stuff. So I'm just gonna get ready for bed now and go to bed. But I think I'm gonna achieve my goals, man. Loving it. Hello, it is the last day of Tome Topple, and I'm actually hosting the last reading sprint of this round on the Tome Topple Twitter, basically sprinting until I go to bed, pretty much. So I'm about to get ready for bed, so I'm basically done, or I know what I'm going to probably finish up reading tonight. So I just want to finish this next chapter, which means this is a long chapter. Maybe that's a falsehood I just shared with you. That's a very long, like, almost 40-page chapter. So I'll probably read 20 more pages, so I will be on page like 310 of this book, which is more than halfway through the Book of Strange New Things, which was my goal, was to get halfway. I'm actually over halfway right now. I'm at like 51 or 52%, so I'm over halfway before finishing the readathon. I am really liking this book. As of right now, I feel like it's like a solid 4 stars. So it can go up or down from where I'm feeling right now, and you'll see what I end up feeling in my wrap-up this month. But that's really good considering that I hated the Goldfinch and DNF'd it, as I've shared many times in this video. But I do plan on probably finishing this weekend if I can. That is the hope and the dream, so that I'm finishing it very close to Tome Topple. But yeah, although I had a shaky Tome Topple, it's been a stressful couple of weeks. Obviously, a theme of all of my vlogs is always the needy animals. But I've gotten a decent chunk of a book that I'm enjoying read, and I got rid of a book that I no longer wanted and that I tried and it wasn't for me. And I think that is successful for a Tome Topple, if I do say so myself. So that is it for this Tome Topple vlog. Comment below and let me know if you participated in Tome Topple and what you read and everything like that. And just let me know your thoughts on My Needy Animals, because I know I'll get a lot of comments about that. And thank you again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video, and check out the link down below if you're interested. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye.